317 and then that
That face.
I don't know what you'd call that face. Yeah, dot
You know,
underscore.
you know what a lot of people say, that the name of your file determines if you're going to PB or not. So, oh, and it looks like they're starting off. So starting off the game, in the prologue, you're going to be seeing them jump a lot. Each time that you jump, Madeline gets like a little bit of a speed boost, and each time that she jumps, it probably stays around. I think it's 2 frames. So, you'll be seeing them jump a lot just to save a little bit of frames. Here and there. It's a minor time save, but over the course of the prologue, they save around a second in total.
Yeah, enough to make it worth it. It's easy. Only thing you got to watch out for is to not fall in that pit in the middle of that bridge.
Frames apart from each other, literally maybe a frame apart from each other.
Yeah.
What a close race already. All right, so moving into chapter 1, this is where the game fully starts. So we need to get into dashes really quick. There's a lot of tech movement in this game, and they're going to be going by so quickly because they are both sub 40 players that we kind of need to get over this really quick. So as you can see, they are already going nuts. They are using these things called wall bounces. First of all, you just saw them a lot there, where they dash upwards towards the wall and then press jump right away. They get a huge height and speed boost from that. And then they also are using, wow, they are almost synced together. It is perfect. They are using a lot of wall bounces. Nobody went for the reverse there. All the dashes that you see them use, they can use as a reverse. So they go one way, then they change direction last minute, and that gives a huge speed boost. We'll be seeing that much later during Search Skip in a Mirror Temple, as most people like to do it. So what you saw them do, they dashed, and they did a speed dash there. Oh, unfortunate first death there. They did a speed dash, which basically they dashed towards the right-hand corner, the right-hand bottom corner, and they waited a little bit just so they can restore their dash before they jumped. And what they did there was basically a dash jump, which is what we like to call it. Right here, you're going to see mayantics really here going for this spike jump. It can be a little bit stupid. There it is. Okay, got it. And doing some neutral jumps here. You're wall jumping off a wall, and you are not holding any direction. You will be going closer to the wall, and you can just wall jump up there without using any of your stamina. Very good chapter 1 for mayantics.
Yeah,
and
118. I'm sure he's happy with that.
Yeah, and Swesie right behind her. Very close indeed. So the other thing that we forgot to mention, or that I didn't have time to mention because they were doing it so quickly, they're also using hypers, which is probably, I'd like to say, the fastest form of movement, along with wave dashing. So those two are definitely the ones that are going to be most used for the most part. At least that's what I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And so this is going to bring up chapter 2. We're going to get dream blocks in this one. One of my favorite section. Jeez, what's the word? Parts of the game, I guess.
Chapters, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, builds up lots of speed. Can make things go extremely quick. Lots of fun to play and lots of fun to watch.
Yeah, and some people don't know this, but you can actually hyper jump out of blocks, and it's like a 1-frame window. So if you ever see them get like a huge burst of speed out of a dash block, that's what they're doing. And the top runners are so good at it, and I'm very jealous.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, oh god, the stream went a little black for me for a second. All right, so that something weird is happening.
Yep. And so yeah, they're both in the battle line section. So battle line is going to be about 3 seconds behind you at all times. So they're just going to bust through those, get through those quickly. Battle line rather is not really going to be an issue.
Yeah, battle line always stays 3 seconds behind their movement, and she will copy their movement exactly. So yeah, Swesie right behind mayantics. Mayantics is right now in unfortunate death. That lost a lot of time actually. That probably lost around.
Is, for all of the
very
rooms
unforgiving.
in chapter 2. Yeah, this is the worst one to die at. Probably one of the easier ones to die at as well, just because there's so many of these small little areas where you can just get caught up at. as
Yeah.
Mayantics just
So
breezes through that sub 2 chapter 2.
that was a really good chapter 2 so far. Mayantic's not really showing any nerves at all right now. Swesie right now just about to get to the awake section, so still not doing really bad at all, doing amazing. Just a few unfortunate deaths here and there, but nothing that a few nerves won't cause you to have, obviously, in a tournament setting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So into chapter... Oh, sorry, go ahead. I was going to say, into chapter 3, you're going to be seeing keys a lot here, and this is where keys start getting introduced, along with the dust bunnies, or as I prefer to call them dust boys. And there are cycle ones and non-cycle ones. Cycle ones are a little bit difficult because runners have to learn 2 different cycles. The one you have to encounter when you first enter the room, and if you die in the room.
Yeah, that's very tough. Essentially makes you have to sort of learn 2 different cycles, but at the same time you just hope that you don't die really in that, and sort of try to perfect the main cycle.
Yeah. And so, as you can see here, Swesie is just a little bit behind Mayantics, maybe a couple rooms, but that doesn't mean that the race is over. There's still a couple more chapters to go. There's a lot to go for this game, and anything can happen.
Plus, these first few chapters are going to go quickly, but once you get later in the game, it's very easy to lose a lot of time. So that's what, if Swesie just stays consistent, stays close to Mayantics, can definitely
Yeah, and
make up time.
Chapter 3 is known as like at the casual point where the game really starts picking up in like difficulty. Right now you see Mayantics inside of the big mess portion, and this is like really cluttered, so getting good hypers and stuff like that is really hard in this room, but looks like she did a really good job of it, so kudos to her on that.
One thing that you can always sort of see with some of the top runners is see how well they get through that big mess section. They just looks very comfortable. And then when you have somebody who may be, around 40 minutes compared to somebody who has a 45-minute, that person's with that low time is usually very quickly able to get through big mess.
Yeah, right there, Mayantics actually did a spike jump. If you're moving away from a vertical row of spikes, and you do a wall jump moving away from them, and you keep hitting the jump button, you'll actually be able to jump off those spikes and get a little bit of a hype boost in order to skip it like that, like she just did. So very well done. Took a little bit of a try there, but it still was very well executed. And chapter 3 is very long, considering the fact that we need to hit 3 buttons to clean out the mess. And it doesn't matter what order we go to these 3 switches in, except for the fact that we made a route because of where Oshiro, the ghost man of this resort, who just wants you to stay for a little bit, he spawns in different locations, and we kind of routed it around to where we land right next to him, or where we spawn right next to him each time. And so 1 button just right now for Swesie, and Mayantics is going for her 3rd. So a little bit of a gap right now, but don't worry because it's a precision platformer. We're hoping to see some comebacks, of course, from players. It always happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Swesie's not far behind. Can definitely make a comeback.
Yep. Oh, a nice hug to the door there by Mayantics. Just wanted to give it a nice love tap there, you know. All right, on to the elevator section. She is gone from the big mess section, which is, in my opinion, the worst section of this chapter. So thank God, it's not. Oh, missing a lock switch. It's cool. All right, there we go. And Swesie just heading in to get the last button right now here, having to talk to Theo for a little bit. All right, so far very consistent. Assuming that Mayantics is playing, I'm not too many fails yet. Maybe a few minor screw ups. No major deaths yet.
So. No major deaths.
Had to retry there because messed up the cycles. And there you go, perfect hypers. That room was very well done by Mayantics.
Yes, it was. Right. Swesie getting his final key there, so he's going to be joining.
Yeah, you stole my words, dude. I was gonna say that. Come on, man. oh, nice corner boost. Yeah, he got a corner boost there. something found in the tasks of this game was that if you dash into the right pixel of a corner, you can actually get a nice major boost from it, and getting a bunch of those in the run sometimes can help you and sometimes can't, but for the most part they help out, just getting you on top of a ledge faster. So now we have Mayantics doing the Oshiro fight. Oshiro is annoying, and I will always say that I hate him. Because all he does is chase you.
Yeah, it's tough. So these runners, they're going to sort of manipulate where Oshiro's going to dash towards them to make it not an issue. When you're not as comfortable with it, the issue is that when you mess up where the cycle's going to be, Oshiro can pop up somewhere and just make life a living hell for you.
Yeah, and we were just talking about like how you can see the skill gap in players. This is one of those areas where you can definitely see like a new runner compared to an experienced runner. Like it's insane. Like for most people who are brand new to this game, seeing Mayantics just then like leave the screen before Oshiro even gets to attack kind of blows your mind the first time you see it.
Absolutely.
And right here we have Swesie, not too far behind, just now starting the Oshiro fight, still doing very well. And Mayantics heading into Golden Ridge.
I just want to point out that Mayantics there showed 2 deaths. Both of those were from resets in the same room. So not really losing much of any time there.
Yeah, if anything, it only the reason why she reset too is because she messed up the first cycle. Like we were talking about, the runners learn 2 cycles. The one that you get when you first enter the room, and the one you get when you die. So since she already missed the one that she would have gotten if she just entered the room, she decided that she didn't want to risk it and just took the death cycle.
Yeah, it just saved a lot of time doing that, so it didn't risk a death or anything.
And this is chapter 4. It's one of the shorter chapters of the later ones, but it's also a little bit difficult with the wind, as well as a few skips that we will maybe be seeing. Right here is going to be another spike jump that, a little bit of a mess up there, gets a teabag. All right. So this spike jump can be a little bit difficult. Oh, but no problem at all. All right, and Swesie just getting out now of chapter 3. Very well done. A nice sub 6 by Swesie. That was very, very good considering the mess ups that he had. All right.
Absolutely. Let's see if they can auto scroller skip. Gets it first try.
First time every time. Except for me, but you know, it's fine. Again, chapter 4, like I think all of these later chapters is where you can really see the difference between the skill gap of players. Oh, the unfortunate death. I had to say skill depth or like skill, something about skill as a death happened. Nice reverse there. I've never seen that one. All right, so Swesie following up really close behind Mayantics right here. Only a few rooms behind. All right. Now, I don't think we're going to be seeing a certain skip here, but it's task only. So I don't blame Mayantics. But if you have not watched the tasks from SGDQ, you really should. It's kind of insane, the things that you can do. Oh, what a save there! Jeez, that was okay. That was just for show, I swear. All right, so Mayantics heading into the last major section here. This is where Snowball's getting introduced. Well, they probably were. I think they were introduced earlier. Oh, unfortunate death there. They probably were introduced, but I just wasn't paying attention. But this is where they really like make an impact overall, because this is where they can really screw you over.
Sure, absolutely, and similar to Oshiro in the last section, they are going to go to where you're out of position, so they, after a certain amount of time, takes a death from a snowball there. You're going to try to manipulate those positions to where they're not really going to cause you any mistakes, but if you make just a small mistake, that cycle is just completely messed up, and there's not much you can do.
Yeah, and luckily, they're smart. Snowballs are smarter than Oshiro and don't show exactly where they're going to attack, and they also like come from the opposite end of the screen. So, yeah, learn from the snowballs, Oshiro. Like,
yeah, more difficult to deal with. Doesn't telegraph exactly where it's going.
Yeah. Oh, and on the last screen right now for Mayantics of chapter 4, had a little bit of a rough chapter 4, but that's okay. Sub 4 is still really good.
Sub 4 is really good. 13 minutes and already at a chapter 4. I'm sure that they'll take that one, no problem.
Yes, and Swesie following up very closely behind, just about to get into the final section here as well, with the snowballs. So going on into Mirror Temple, there's a lot to talk about in Mirror Temple. First off, in Chapter 4, we actually forgot to talk about these bubbles that regain your dash and also give you a dash, basically, in any direction that you're holding, and they actually activate faster if you dash once you're inside them. And it's the same thing with these red bubbles, except they go in one straight line continuously, and they can travel across screens. So they're nice skip there from mayantics. So Mirror Temple has a lot of skips, and we're gonna be pointing them out a lot, and probably gonna be like, "Oh, they're going for this skip now. We have to talk about this now." Like, there's a lot to talk about. Like, there's Theo. There's
Theo,
other
best
things.
character in the game.
Oh, Theo's great.
The worst part about the speed run is not getting to spend more time with Theo. That's what I say.
Yeah. At least you get to say, see the line that says, "Dang girl, you can lift."
Oh, best line in the game. I love
Best
that
line in the game. I love that. Oh, and there we go. Swesie with a very nice chapter 4. Definitely made some time up on mayantics there. So kudos to him.
Skip.
Yes. Decided to skip out on double bubble.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't. At the point when
blame
any percent needs to get double bubble, it'll be a pretty optimized run. That is
I saw
a very
someone
difficult
today.
run.
Yeah, I saw someone today go for it, and I gotta give them kudos. But like in a race setting, probably not the smartest idea.
No, TGH went for it in his first race. He got it first try, and even he was like, "Ooh," he felt lucky to get that first try.
Yeah. So let's see if Swesie here goes for the jump. Oh, had a little bit of trouble with it there. Maybe he'll get him second try. Second try.
Yeah, it's
not
all about
bad.
maintaining that your dash after doing that wave dash, and it can be tough. It's
Yeah, and
tougher
that.
than-
Sorry,
tougher
what
than
were you
it's
saying?
to maintain your dash.
Yeah, and that saves that skip right there saves a couple seconds because you don't have to go get an extra bubble. And right here, we are in the unwinding section for mayantics. This is where you get introduced to the seekers, and they can be annoying.
Yeah, they can. It's there's a lot about this game where you're really just manipulating, I'll call them cycles, but the Seekers don't really go on cycles as much as they do just exact movement by tracing your position. So the runners are going to use those Seekers to their advantage, use a few of them to press a few of those buttons, get through rooms quicker, bounce off of them to get another dash. The issue is that, like a lot of things in this game, if you mess up your movement just a little bit,
oh yeah,
you're
just
gonna
like
struggle.
that.
Yep, you're going to struggle to sort of rebound from that because they can, while they're not random at all, it just can feel very, it's very difficult to predict where they're going to go when you're not used to their whatever cycle they're on.
Yeah, and now we are moving on to the skip that everybody knows, and it saves so much time, like literally minutes. This is search skip that Mayantics is going to go for. Now, I'm wondering, there's a new corner boost method found. Let's see if she goes for that. But search skip skips having to find 2 keys to get a bubble through this area. Perfect. Goes for the reverse strat. That's what a lot of people go for. Very well done. First try. Oh, and unfortunate death there.
Yeah, try to dash right into that, get a lot of momentum there.
Yes.
You can go really fast if you get that down, but just an unfortunate death there.
And I have to say this because TGH will probably hate if I don't mention it at least once in every commentary that I do. Sit down. There we go. That's just something we say every time that we step on one of them. So there you go. All right, and now moving into the crystallized Theo section. Literally a lot of again, this is where you will see a huge gap between people who are just starting out with the game with people who are really experienced. Doing hyper dashes here and then picking up Theo is so much faster than just dashing and getting him. So you'll be seeing them do that a lot. And most people don't know this, but when you dash and you grab Theo, you actually get a boost from it, and you keep your dash speed. So you'll be seeing a few skips here where we bring Theo up to some places where you normally shouldn't be able to, or they didn't design for you. Well, they probably did design for you to be able to, but casually you probably wouldn't have done these kind of strats.
Yep, and if you're named Taskbot, you can chain a lot of those together and, you know, clip through spikes, but
Yeah, no big deal.
something tells me they're not going to go for that on this one.
Swesie going for Surge Skip right here. Nice Ultra into it. Unfortunately lost the speed. First try, easy every time. Look at that. Both runners not having a problem at all with Surge Skip. Again, Surge Skip, like, when you're first trying Surge Skip, it is very difficult, so being able to master it is where you will definitely save a lot of time in the run.
Yep. And so last secret section of this one.
Decides not to go up a route this time. That actually saves, I think, like maybe 1 or 2 seconds. Having a little trouble with Theo here.
The last couple of screens, Mayantics really actually going for you know, more safer vanilla strats compared to things that can save you a little bit of time. But in a race setting, it's pretty smart to, you know, go for the more consistent strategy. And Swesie going through this as well. The secret section can be tough. Any of these deaths, you know, it might be like, you know, ooh, if they just did this, but at the same time, once you mess up, it's hard to recover.
Yeah, and especially if the secret just doesn't go in the place you want, it's really hard to recover from that.
Yep, exactly. So.
Alright, so now Mayantics is moving into the new mechanic, which is the feathers of reflection. These are analog stick movements, so if you're playing on keyboard, I'm sorry. Not going for Lake Skip, don't blame her at all, because that is very inconsistent, and I wish that she had audio, because I want to hear Kevin go, those are Kevin blocks, and shout out to Kevin for doing that very, very joyous sound every single time. So yeah, Kevin blocks are a huge thing in Chapter 6, as well as the best part of Chapter 6, at least in my opinion, which will be the battle line fight, which we are coming up to fairly soon for, well, in a little bit for Mayantics. Alright, Swesie in the last room of the Theo section, just gonna be getting it out of it fairly soon. Decides to go top route this time, so there we go. It's a little bit of a time save for him.
Yeah, Mayantics, they're doing another sort of more vanilla strat there. It really seems like she just wants to be efficient with the time, not necessarily do the strats that are going to, you know, be the fastest, but the ones that she knows that she'll just get down.
Yeah, exactly. And like when you think about it, these racers only have like a 4-minute gap between them, and they both have sub 40 times. So it's better to play it safe, in my opinion, anyways.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now we see that Swesie is also moving into reflection, very close behind Niantics right now. They maybe have like not even a minute of a gap between them.
Yeah, good race so far, and really, especially with the battle line section coming up and all of Chapter 7, there's just areas where you can lose a lot of time. So as long as Swesie can just have efficient sections here, decides not to go to Lake Skip, he can absolutely make a comeback on this.
Yeah, and now that we actually get to hear the audio on Swesie's side, you will see what we mean by the Kevin blocks and why we love them so much. Also, we forgot to mention this, but in that room, Niantics did a strat where if you hit those bumpers, those little things that I like to call magnets because they look like them to me, but if you hit them on the side and hold away when you get bounced off, you will actually go farther, and she did that to skip one of the bumpers, which saved only like 3 or 4 seconds, but it did save time overall. And now, as you see, she's heading close to the battle line fight, just chasing after battle line's voluptuous hair right now. Gonna be going for some developer-intended skips, which shoutouts to them because they built this for speedrunners, which is awesome. Deciding to take the safe route, not taking the second skip, and deciding to go for the checkpoint instead. If she didn't do that and she died on that last part, then that would have been very bad. She would have been sent to the very top again, had to do that all over again. So I think it was better to do the safe strat.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be sort of the theme right now for a run, is to just do it safe, not die, get a good time.
Yeah.
Really haven't had many, if any, that I remember, deaths that have lost any major amount of time. Gets that.
A nice battle line boost right there. That on that Kevin block at the very end, when you time it out, you can do a bunny hop after a hyper, and you can get right into the boss fight. Get shot right through that whole corridor, and it looks really cool every single time.
Only saves a couple seconds, but at the same time, one of the coolest looking.
It's the swag strat you have to go for.
Yeah.
Other than door skip.
I've said it 1,000 times. It's more important for your save to look cool. It's like, I have a boring looking save and it saves 10 seconds. I'm like, don't care. Looks really cool and saves at 2 seconds.
Yeah, and sadly, it doesn't even like it. Sometimes it can do some interesting things for console runners. I run on Switch, and one time I did Battle Line Boost, and it actually crashed my console. So that's shout out to that.
The Switch version just this. You look at it wrong, and sometimes it'll crash. It's fairly stable, but when you're in the middle of the run and then your game crashes, there's nothing more just like off-putting. Luckily,
and that is why we use in-game time.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Luckily, we use in-game time. We're also using in-game time for the tournament. So right now you can see just based off of the cutscenes that they've had, or actually just based off of whatever, because during these in-level cutscenes, it's actually the same. But just differences in time, you'll see that Swesie's at a 23:25, while mayantics was at 23:20. So you just want to make sure their positions based off of their in-game time, not real time, because in-game time is what's important.
Yeah, exactly. So mayantics now heading into the second phase where Battle Line's getting loser tamper a little bit, and just start throwing blocks like nothing, no big deal. Just some a little angry.
Especially with a little dance on top of that Kevin block there.
Yeah, he was like doing an Irish jig or something. That was pretty cool. Alright, so they're both in the battle line fight. This is really exhilarating. This is very close right now. Swesie only a couple screens behind right now at this point in the fight. If one death in the battle line fight can mean a lot, especially in these longer last ones for mayantics. So if something goes wrong, then Swesie has a lot of time to catch up, and this can change very drastically. But it doesn't seem that bad for mayantics. It seems like she just has this one. Oh, never mind. I should have spoke. Oh my God! Look at what I did. I'm sorry. So, last room right here for mayantics. Swesie's doing very well right now. And if he keeps at this pace, I'm not trying to say anything, but okay. I'm gonna stop talking, okay? Like,
the commentator's curse is real.
This is why we have that emote. If you are subscribed to this speed gaming at all, please use the emotes for commentator's curse. Thank you.
So now my
right, I'm sorry.
2 dashes, so that's gonna especially change how we're gonna do things in chapter 7. By far the longest, takes roughly 10 minutes.
Yeah, and very, very good chapter 6, by the way. That was really good.
Absolutely. Only 2 of those deaths only lost like a second too. So
yeah, because they were in the very last room. Sorry, my antics.
Fantastic.
Again. Oh, that was very close right there from Swesie. Literally jumped in and hugged Battle Line before she shot her laser. Crazy.
Yeah, split second.
Yeah, there's one frame when you hit her. If she hits you at the same frame, then you'll both die. So that's like the worst thing that can happen. All right, so mayantics now climbing it up the mountain in the summit. Summit is basically where everything that you learn in the game comes to form. So all of the stuff that we talked about in this will be making return here, along with this purple orb section where Battle Line and Madeline work together. Their powers combined to climb the mountain and conquer Celeste. So now we're into the 500 meter here, which is based after chapter 1, obviously. So we're going to be seeing the zippers again, and we're also going to be seeing. I'm pretty sure this is zippers. Never mind. What am I saying?
Yeah, but we'll see in the coming ones things from each chapter just come back as Swesie's getting to one of the final few rooms of Battle Line as well. So
yeah, second last room here. Very well done. This boss, I don't think he had any deaths on the boss. I don't want to say that after what happened. Okay. After what happened with my antics, I'm like slowing my roll down. Okay.
Yeah, no, don't.
Dang it! I blame myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is a very unfortunate death. There's a nice teabag for my antics. Anyhow, very unfortunate death there from Swesie. Again, I apologize. Oh my god. Swesie's toying with my like emotions right now. All right. Very nice hypers there and ultras. Wow, that was very nice movement to the power or to the level up though. All right, so now both are pretty much into chapter 7. Swesie maybe a minute and a half behind, but anything can happen. Just a few mess ups from my antics can mean the world and change everything for him. So now my antics is moving very swiftly throughout these the chapter 2 segment, also known as 100. What am I saying? 1000. Oh god.
Oh yeah, don't worry. It confuses me, especially since like it starts off with chapter 6 and then it goes through those. It confuses me a little bit as well.
Yeah, I can't numbers. Okay. Moving on to 1500. This is definitely like the choke point for a lot of people. This is what I prefer to say is the hardest part of Summit.
Absolutely, it has two of
I say that and she dies.
There's just
I am a curse.
So many ways to die.
There's 1,000 ways to die. Are we gonna get in trouble for like promoting a TV show?
And this room right here, this room is definitely, in my opinion, the hardest of the.
I hate this one because it's all cycle based. Almost died at the end.
So close and just so easy.
Now this room is the coolest. Look at those ultras right there. That is awesome. Taking it a little safe there. Nothing's wrong with that. Just making sure that she doesn't die. All right, so Swesie not far behind at all. Moving into the chapter 1 segment of 500. This is very close. They're only like 2 sections apart right now. This might be the closest match that I've actually seen so far in this tournament, and I had to say something every time. I swear. I am the curse. Like I'm just gonna say it right now. Like I'm gonna stop talking.
You're cursing them.
All right, so my antics right now getting out into 2000 had to miss that that wall bounce, but still got it somehow. That was very impressive. Gets the swag strawberry. It's hers.
You gotta get the strawberries.
You gotta get the strawberry. It's like it's the pure amount of swag. Almost got oh, never mind. God.
Still, the important thing is they collected the strawberry before the death, so still gets the strawberry.
Because that's what matters.
It's what matters.
Now here's my question: is she gonna risk it, and is she gonna go for this this auto swirl skip? She's going for it. Very risky strat here. Screen froze. Okay. I have to wait to find out.
It's building anticipation.
It's building suspense. Okay. Moving over to Swesie's screen that we can see he is continuing on through... Oh, I think she got it? I don't know.
We can only assume that it was the best one you've ever seen.
Okay, there we go. Okay, it's back. I guess she did it because she probably would have still been on the screen if she didn't, so...
Yeah, getting that one of the reasons why that skip right there is just so it's one of the high risk, high reward strats that a lot of runners don't go for unless you're one of the top ones, just because it's maybe not one of the more difficult skips, but it's one of the riskiest.
It takes more time to master it than it takes time to learn it, which is the sad part. Just like making sure you memorize where to dash is like really hard for that. And wow, they are synchronized moving up, except they're going into different sections right now. 2,500 for Mayantics and 1,500 for I almost said for Mayant. It's 2 a.m. It's late night Celeste for us, and Swesie right now in 1,500. Hopefully, we get to see those nice swag strats in the ultra room, as most of us like to call it.
Yep, and here 2 straight spike jumps for this one.
Going for key skip. This is a little bit of a tricky jump. There we go.
In a relatively short amount of time.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a tough skip, especially when you're like first starting out this. That's like definitely one of the hardest strats.
And a tough death there for Swesie there at the very end of that room. That's going to be a little bit tough. That loses about 10 seconds.
Yeah, recovers from it very well. Also, we did not mention from when mayantics did it, but we decided to take an alternate route that normally would take us to a strawberry here, and that's just because it's faster than taking the other route, which has a dust bunny that keeps going throughout. Oh, unfortunate death there. Look at this door skip right there. Boom, perfect.
Got it.
I could say a meme, but I'm gonna refrain. There's this meme going around that you say that the run is validated if they get door skip. So just shout outs to mayantics for that. But we won't bash any runner if they don't go for it.
Each time they're going up right at the same time as each other.
That is
Not
insane.
different sections, but at the same time. Love to see.
Now my question is, mayantics going to like time a section with battle line at this part for it? All right, so 3,000 right here. Mayantics coming up on her time. Doesn't seem like she is going to PB, sadly, but still an amazing, incredible run on her side. Only Absolutely. A few unintentional deaths, and very well done and executed from her.
Yeah, right now it looks like could still very easily get a 34. So just as long as gets through this section quickly. So
yeah. So far, this downfall section is doing very well for her. As we see that Swesie decided not to go for the autoscroller skip, but still went for the skip anyways after the autoscroller was done. Shout out to that swag strat right there. And we'll be seeing door skip coming up on his side. We'll pay attention to that when he comes to it. Well, I have a feeling like he'll go for it. I can't guarantee anything, though. I've never seen him play.
It seems like a lot of people, at least recently, are going for door skip on their first or
they just want to be
try.
Validated.
Yeah, exactly.
They just want to be like in the TGH validated book. Like, nice save there by Swesie. Almost out of death, but he saved it. And now we're I forgot to we didn't mention this, but there's like 3 different sections of the 3,000. There's the downdraft, the updraft, and then the normal draft, like no draft at all. And mayantics right now working on the updraft. And oh, that's an unfortunate death. 13, checkpoint number 13, I'd say is probably like the choke point of
it's definitely tough, especially this jump right here.
That one.
It. Yeah,
right there.
It looks easy when you get it right, but when you don't, I swear it's at the very end of a long section and just so frustrating because it's a pretty tight jump. So
that's a big time loss too. That's like a good 20-second time loss.
Yeah, frustrating. Swesie getting key skip there on a second try.
Shout out to that. He definitely made us some time on mayantics, who took like 3 or 4 tries to get it, I think.
Absolutely. At this point, it does seem like it's mayantics is going to get the win, barring some sort of something insane. But what is important is even with a loss, if each of these runners gets to the group of 64, they're both great runners. I'm sure they will.
They also did a very good. This is a very close race and exciting to watch throughout. So
yeah, absolutely.
Deciding not to go for door skip. Nobody make fun of him in the chat. It's completely fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Door skip is a great strategy.
It saved 7 years, I heard.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Okay, so honestly, I don't even get that joke where it's like the whole door skip meme, but like I get people like it and some people hate it, but nonetheless, if you don't go for door skip, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make you any less of a runner. Mayantics here coming up on time. Is she gonna get the sub 35? Is the real question.
The sub 35.
Nice. Gets a 34.57. Very well done by mayantics. Oh, 0.001. Very well done. All right, and now it's just time for Swesie to finish up his run, which I don't know if it's able to PB. Maybe.
Let's see.
It's gonna be cutting it close.
I think that they can.
If they have a very good summit, we'll see. I don't know. I've jinxed this run enough. I really don't want to jinx it again, dude.
Great run. Looking at that, only 28 deaths. That's pretty smooth when you're doing some of the strats that mayantics was using. Of course, the one strawberry. My favorite.
One strawberry cake, and they all don't like it.
You know, I'm sure it's still a good cake. Just
Did I say cake? I'm sorry, pie. God, I'm Canadian. Like.
I mean, to be fair, it looks like a cake since there's no filling of the strawberries. So.
All right, on a more important topic, and not fighting over what this is. We're in the updraft section for Swesie, going into some of the more difficult ones here. Moving on into this is my second least favorite one. Like dying at the end here sucks.
Yeah.
All right, and this is like one of the coolest shots. You can just hop over this. All right, and right here. This is also a choke-worthy one. Just losing stamina at the wrong time there can really mess someone up. Going for the safety strat here, keeping his one dash, using both his dashes to get over that. Oh, having a little bit of trouble there. Almost died.
Dies right after the checkpoint. So.
Okay, I need to stop speaking. Like, jeez.
Probably the best place to die, though, is at that checkpoint.
Yeah. It's kind of like a relieving death.
Yeah, absolutely. Here.
It's like, oh, I made it.
Exactly.
Like imagine like you won a marathon and then you passed out. That's basically how it is.
Exactly.
All right, so coming up on number 9 here. It's very hard to say, but we'll see. If everything goes well, he might be able to clutch it out.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So, and that's assuming, because I believe that PB is a 38-24. So, assuming that's the case, it's going to be close.
Yes. Well, we shall see. I'm not going to say it's impossible.
These last few ones can get pretty long. So, especially 2 and 3, and they're pretty difficult. So, we'll see how. And
so, while Swesie is finishing up his run, congratulations to mayantics. On the victory and the incredible run. Only I think it was only a couple seconds off of PB. I think maybe 20 or 30 seconds off PB.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is huge.
Yeah, fantastic run for sure.
Especially with all those with a couple unintentional deaths too sprinkled throughout.
Yeah,
oh, it's
absolutely.
Barely gonna miss PB here. That is very sad. Maybe? I don't know.
It's close.
Oh.
If it is a 38-24, let's.
Oh my God!
That very might be a PB.
I think that was a PB by 3 seconds.
Hey, 3 seconds is it's a PB.
Hey, we take it. That's a nice PB. 50 seconds off Mantis. Nice.
A 38-20. That's a great time.
Very great time.
I'm sure they're both going to be happy with it.
GG to both of the runners. What a fantastic race.
And one thing I do have to point out with Swesie's run is it has the 2 strawberries. So, Niantic's got the victory, but sort of maybe a moral victory on the side of Swesie is the 2 strawberries. Can sleep at night knowing, hey, I got the strawberries.
Getting called out by the commentator. Okay.
Going for strawberries is you don't need to do it.
It's
2 of them.
It's just for show.
Yeah, 2-0 is actually doesn't mean that you'll waste any time, to be honest. But.
So, let's see if we can get Swesie and mayantics in here for a quick interview before we end this off. Let's see if we can get them in and talk to them about their run. That was an incredible showing to both of you. Congratulations, you guys. Getting sub 40 on both of your runs. And shoutouts to Swesie's new PB. I'm pretty sure that is a new PB. If I'm wrong, correct me, but...
If what is on speedrun.com is the actual PB, then it was. So we got Swesie here. Was that a PB or no?
Yeah. I believe it was by 4 seconds.
Congratulations,
4 seconds. Yeah, congratulations.
Dude, that you clutched it out. We were freaking out. I don't know if you if you had the restream on, but we were kind of panicking about.
No, I didn't have the restream on, but.
Okay, well if you watch the VOD,
I was freaking out a little bit myself. It was is this a PB? Is this not a PB? I kind of fucked up there.
Yeah, it was so close.
Stuff,
well, congratulations on your run, because both you and mayantics did a very good job. mayantics was only 50 seconds off her PB, and you PB by 4 seconds, and hey, we'll take those.
Absolutely.
Another PB in this tournament, which just keeps happening. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys understand, but I'm in Sweden. It's 8 a.m. here. I've been asleep for 5 hours, and then I wake up and get a PB here, so I'm a little bit.
Okay, well it's 2 a.m.
I'm
here,
confused.
So.
Well, it's a great way to start the day with a PB. That's what I say.
I can't really complain about that. Absolutely not.
And 26 deaths. You actually died less than my antics.
Well, yeah.
And you
I
had
guess.
one more strawberry, so you had 2 victories there.
Oh, get absolutely destroyed. I'll take that win. No, but like I do quite a lot safer strats just because I'm just not good enough to do the faster strats. So I usually have less deaths than most runners have, but I'm still sort of slow. So.
Oh, sure, absolutely. And at least in a race, it's more about getting fewer deaths and getting a good time. So, just with this PB, and I'm sure going forward, you'll be able to, get even faster than this as well. So,
Yeah,
overall,
congrats.
great run. Congrats on the PB. When's your next race coming up?
I actually have another one today, I believe at 4 p.m. EDT. So if you for some reason want to see me die more there, then feel free to join by.
Don't be like that. You want to see him do another awesome run like he just did.
Self-deprecation is my one thing. Okay, let me.
Okay,
do this.
okay. I won't take that away from you if you really don't want me to. If you guys are interested in the next race, though, it's going to be a good one. Oddbod versus 4i Steven over on Speed Gaming 2. Actually, hey, that's us. Look at that. That's going to be here in 2 hours. Actually, an hour and 10 minutes from now. So stick around here if you want to see more Celeste. Congratulations to both of you on the amazing runs. Again, congrats on your PV. PV's a PV no matter how small it is. So
thank you guys for commentating Vision Night's review to volunteer
of
for
course.
this.
And I just hope
we on a great race.
I just hope we did it justice for this time. So make sure.
I trust you did.
Okay, thank you. Make sure to check out the runners mayantics as well as Swesie on their Twitch and their social medias, guys, as well as if you enjoyed our commentary, check out me and Shredberg. And we will see you guys on the next race. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Stick around here for the next race with Oddbod and 4i Steven. Bye, everybody.
Have a great night.